a faction or title, but for one individual, it is a way of life, defining his every thought and action. Always there to lift dampened spirits, he has hope in even the darkest times. His name is Jazz. This is his origin story. What's up, you guys? My name is RBG and welcome to my new video segment, Transformers Movie Universe History. In a previous episode, I did a video covering the origins of the treacherous Starscream. We're currently at 100k views on that video and climbing, so I have to say thanks to all who took time to watch and even rate. That really motivates me to do more. As mentioned in all my videos, that I myself am aware of all the hate the Bay films receive and have to agree that most of it is warranted. But I want to take you guys on a journey and show you some of the positives that universe has to offer, because if we're going to be honest, there are certain characters in these films that don't get their just due. Just a heads up, if you haven't seen the movies or read the comic book material used in this video, it will come off a bit spoilerish, so be advised. In today's episode, we'll be uncovering the origins of our small but brave Autobot First Lieutenant, Jazz. A character whom, similar to Optimus Prime, mandatorily needs to be presented in his own unique way. What I mean by this is that in most instances, a Transformer will receive a major facelift in regards to their personality and overall design in the movies. But a robot like Jazz simply cannot be tampered with too much, or he'll lose a lot of what makes him stand out. It's like if the designers decided to make Optimus all blue and they took away his iconic mouth guard. It simply would not work. Along with Optimus Prime, Jazz is the Autobot who retained most of his original Generation 1 design in the Bay films. Among his iconic features, his trademark visor, which is retractable in the movie, as well as his front chassis chest and wheel wells in his feet. Also, his breakdancing transformation vehicle mode. Although in the film his alternate mode is not a Porsche 935, a similar looking model was chosen, as Jazz's alternate mode in the film is a silver customized hardtop Pontiac GXP, similar to the Weekend Racer concept car. This is something I feel the first movie got right, but sadly that will be the last time we will get a glimpse of our Autobots being portrayed in their trademark glory. After Jazz died, the philosophy of keeping the Transformers characters updated yet familiar died along with him. Now we're forced to deal with unrecognizable robots who essentially wear the names of our favorite characters, but don't evoke any of the classical traits or personality.
This is the end of the road, Galvatron.
Get out of here! My weapon will stop the time!
When the movie producers unveiled the final list of Transformers characters appearing in the first film, Jazz was described as having a love of style with a hip-hop personality. This is something that I think appeals to fans the most. I personally love that spry and cocky attitude of his, and even though I'm not fond of the stereotypically gangster-sounding characters we've received in the later films, this more edgier version of Jazz just seemed to mesh well with what we've already been accustomed to in this day and age.
What's cracking, little bitches?
My first lieutenant. Designation Jazz.
This looks like a cool place to kick it.
Apparently, he assumed a name upon arriving on Earth different from his Cybertronian name, as according to Optimus Prime, his quote-unquote designation is Jazz, clearly a word originated in Earth, reflecting his appreciation of human culture from his Generation 1 incarnation. This is a formula I feel the film should return to instead of trying to appeal to different cultures, because they ultimately end up throwing away what makes the character.
Is he French?
No, he just likes the accent.
No. I hate the accent. But I can get rid of it. I'm stuck with the accent.
Work with what you got and creatively expand the Transformers backstory. It's kinda unsettling that we may never get a chance to see our breakdancing second-in-command robot in future films unless they just so happen to be in prequels. As we all know, he met his untimely and brutal death at the hands of Megatron in the 2007 film, where we witnessed him be torn into two. Some theories imply that there's a possibility that as long as his spark was still intact that he could be brought back in a new body, but here's where I have to dismiss that theory. In the novelization of the first movie, Megatron literally ate Jazz's spark shortly after ripping him apart. This instance was also featured in a children's book based off the live-action film called Optimus Prime vs. Megatron. It was originally going to be shown in the movie itself, but was removed due to time restraints and for the sheer fact that it would be too brutal for the young viewers. So I'd like to think this is how Jazz's story ended. With that said, let's delve into our small Autobot soldiers' past before the events of the movie. For my references, I'll be using the IDW movie-based comics. This includes the Transformers Defiance and Foundation issues. I'll also be using the Reign of Starscream and movie prequel comics to flesh out some of the smaller details. Many years before the Civil War on Cybertron, Jazz served a sentry role alongside Prowl, operating under the command of Lord Protector Megatron. Megatron oversaw the armies of Cybertron while Optimus Prime was the civilian and spiritual leader. Together, they both stewarded the Allspark. Jazz was a bit of an independent thinker. He's reluctant to disobey orders, but he has more of an appreciation for the finer things than his compatriots. He can stay just as cool and collected as he's always under a hard situation. It isn't ego as it is skill when it comes to Jazz, and he is pretty casual when it comes to most things, no matter how wonderful or weird it is. He's also a talker, something Ironhide and Prime like to tease him about. He might be the smallest Autobot, but he's by no means a coward. Thousands of years ago, the